calls it out right
Right
like that.
out.
Who says they're actually pajamas? Just because the store said they are.
That's true.
It looks like a dress to me.
Yeah.
I would.
Well, I mean, it's our famous one because it was in our commercial.
It was in the commercial. I finally got it to work.
Hi,
No,
Mary.
you didn't.
I
It stopped.
did. It's because it's twirling. Are we twirling on there, you guys?
Hopefully we're not twirling.
Doop, doop. What's everybody up to?
Yeah. We're having a possibility of rain. It started raining a little while ago and stopped. So we're attempting to do the live out here because it is somewhat warm. It's like 88 degrees.
Bob's here. Kelly's here. KJ's here.
What's back there?
Mary's here.
So
Darlene Livings is here.
if it starts raining, we're going to run to the truck and you guys are going to come along with us. But for now,
Anna made it. Oh, I was watching that video. I was using that phone when this one was on the charger.
I'm going to turn that down.
Why does my hair look lighter since you cut it?
I have no idea.
It's probably because we've been out in the sun.
We have Cave Lady shirt today, I see.
We have what?
Cave Lady shirt, I see.
It's because we've been hanging out and we get in comfy clothes when we hang out.
Yep. Get in the shower, get all cleaned up.
Wade made it.
Justin's here, Chloe's here, Richard Cranium is here. My mom's here. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mama.
So yeah, we're so happy to be getting
Jim
some
DeLong
rain
is here.
finally.
Hi, Jim.
Hi, Jim.
Yeah, it's supposed to rain. It's supposed to start raining about 7, rain all night long and all day tomorrow, and I hope we get it. We got everything covered. It's finally cooled off. So the last almost 2 days, it's been that high humidity where it's just hard to breathe.
It's been in the 90s.
I don't know how y'all do it down in the
No.
South anymore. Like, I just cannot.
Man, I remember my days in Florida. I'm like, no more.
Chris made it.
Christine is here. Oh, that's cool.
Hi, Christine.
She set alarm so she could actually sit and
Aw,
watch.
that's awesome.
Christina. Anyways, yeah, so we're just so thankful to be getting rain with the wildfires and everything.
The wildfires and the dust have been okay. So we were driving today, and just driving over to the barn to work, and we had the windows down because it's hot, right? It's super humid, and then Kim stops, and the dust like comes behind the truck, and she like quickly rolls up the window, so it basically trapped all the dust inside the truck, and I'm like, I'm dying.
I'm dying. And I'm like, well, it's worse out there. We got some stuff done on the barn build today, so that's always good.
We have some sketchy stuff coming up, y'all, so just to prepare you. Just to prepare you.
Just keep
for
us in your
it.
prayers. That's all we ask. Keep us in your prayers. So
it's sketchy, but it's gonna be fine. It'll be fine. Chris, you're so lucky to catch me.
Well, Chris.
Bob says the humidity was in the 90s most of August. I just worked until I sweated through clothing, then collapsed. I can't do it. I can't.
No.
It knocks me out. So we went to, what was that thing called that we went to with Brenda and Matt and Isaac?
Oh, Messiah's Mansion.
Yeah. So we went to that, and it was in the afternoon. We got there at 2 o'clock. And I honestly have not recovered from being in the heat from that.
We were inside tents, and it was just so stifling.
No breeze, no nothing.
Heather looked like a wilted wildflower. She had, like, her hair was, like, matted to her face.
Not
bright red.
Yeah.
Sweat dripping down.
I'm like, I'm dying.
She definitely looked like she was
I just get so hot.
What's up, Bushcraft?
Hi. You made it. KJ says, I think I know what you're doing. Yeah, that's not going to be fun.
Yeah, but we are going to be showing some barn plans.
Yes.
So
we pulled
you guys
out.
Stay tuned.
Pulled out. Hi, Janet. You made it. Oh, they got rain today, too. She did. Bob, sketchy construction stuff. You, Heather? No way. What's up?
35% contained. The watch out.
Hi, Karen. Hi,
Says
Sil.
Ridge Creek is 35% contained.
Oh, wow.
Sil, it's so great to have you.
Well, the scary thing about this rain is they're saying we're supposed to have lightning too, and so that's not good.
No, 'cause that can cause more.
That'll cause more, so that'll be bad. We are dry. It is super dry here.
We are just praying, really praying for just hard, heavy downpours of rain for
Well, for the allotted time. Because then we got to get work done.
No, the bunnies are out in full force. You can see them all running around here.
Yeah, when it starts raining, they just all go underground. We'll have to cover up their hay because they don't really like eating it when it's wet.
Well, and the problem is we try to cover it up beforehand, but then they knock everything down that we put over there.
They're like, this isn't supposed to be here.
We actually throw like a baby swimming pool over it, upside down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then they can get under there and get the hay, but they like jump on top of it. They knock it over. They knock it off. They're hilarious.
Kelly's wanting to know if we got wind today. Not much.
Mm-mm.
I mean, it was.
Yeah, we have not. It's very still right now. There's not much.
There's a tiny breeze, just a tiny one.
Yeah.
Oh, Chris.
Guess what?
I was getting ready to hit the sack alone, and then you come along. Such a bonus. Guess how many bunnies tonight? He's thinking 150, Bob. Yeah, I just saw that Florida was getting the hurricane. My aunt is actually over there, and definitely prayers for those in Florida. I lived there for a couple years, and I have a lot of friends and such over there. So I think about them, and hopefully they're all prepared, because I definitely wasn't when I lived there.
Jim just got out 103 temps. So the really cool thing about the last 2 days, it's been hot. It's been in the 90s. But that's it for us for the 90s. It looks like the temperature drops into the 70s for the rest of the 14-day forecast, which means we can work all day long in that. And we usually do. On those kind of days, we work all day long. So we've been trying to like chip away a little bit at a time on the barn and
doing firewood too.
Doing firewood. But once these days get long, we can actually get up, do firewood in the morning, and then work on the barn more in the afternoon.
The hardest problem with the barn right now, well, not just right now, but always, is it's full sun over there. And if you're not out there in the early morning or in the evening, it's like just, it was 70 something out there, and we were like dying.
Yeah.
And we were like, it's not even the hottest part of the day yet.
The Atlantic has been looking like John Madden derangement. Diagrammed the play lately. I like derangement.
You have a left slant.
I need
have it properly?
I need to go put my
Here,
sunglasses
you can
on.
see my face real close now. There. Oh, fix it. Apparently, I'm new.
Hurricane going east of Tampa and hitting northwest of there across the top, then into Georgia and South Carolina. I'm so sleepy. Like my eyes won't even focus. See, now that looks like a slant to me, but okay.
I just look at our boobs. Are they?
No, don't draw attention to that. Kim.
Lean forward.
Oh,
Bob says, when will you
goodness.
need to mill more lumber to keep building?
So we've got one more 6x10 by 15 to mill, and then so that's all that bottom brace, and then we're on to 2x8s. So we're basically setting those posts, those beams this week, and so hopefully by Saturday we'll have all those up, and then we'll just be milling 2x8s.
Are they level? He said, or is the Never mind. Is it? You're not talking about the barn.
Okay.
We're good. I saw my old stomping grounds, had a lot of closures, Central South Carolina, nothing like what Florida's going to get. Anna made it.
I'm here, just grilling, be done in a couple of minutes. Anyone wants some shish kebabs?
Yes.
KJ would appreciate if you didn't put your phone near that. If you're going to be splashing.
Yes. Yes, shish kebabs.
Yes, shish kebabs would be great. KJ says, I've been checking out some old videos here and there, and it's hard to believe Kimmy used to be shy. So we actually just had a conversation with a new a new person that we've met that lives locally here to us, a new homesteader, and she has a small channel. What's the name of her channel?
Glacier Ridge.
Yeah, didn't plan that. Just threw that right out at her. It's a good thing.
And I remember.
Yeah, it's good.
Glacier
And
Ridge Homestead.
we were chatting about that, about like when you go back and look at the old videos, how awkward we were, and like.
Hi, Michael. So the funny thing is, I'm very introverted, and I need a lot of recovery time when I'm around a bunch of people.
Mhm.
But Heather, when I'm with Heather, I don't know if it's just we feel so comfortable with each other that she's just so out there sometimes that I feel safe to kind of go a little bit more out there, right? So I'm getting more comfortable in my own skin and letting people see the walls are coming down, because I've had walls up for years.
I just established dominance early.
Yeah,
so get in there.
I have always, you ask my mom, you ask my kids, whatever, I've always kept walls up and not let a whole lot of people in, and I'm learning to let people in. So, and you guys are just amazing. We just are really blessed.
So Bob says those new folks are nice, pouring lots of concrete. So that's Anchors Down. That's who you're talking about, Anchors Down. They are nice. We're gonna go over there on what's supposed to be Wednesday, but we're all having rain, so Thursday.
So we're going down there on Thursday, or up. I think they're more up.
Heather is really the shy one. It's why she's so outgoing. It's true, Bob. Not shy, just I deflect with humor, and I have super high levels of anxiety around a lot of people, and so I deflect with humor, and so people are like, "Oh, she's funny. Let's go hang out with her." And it's like my anxiety is like through the roof.
It's so funny though that like when we went to the East Coast to the Homestead conference,
Oklahoma,
that one.
Mm-hmm.
So when we went to that, and like we didn't know anybody there except for Dutch. Well, I mean, I guess there was a couple other little people that we did, but we really like. It was just really cool having people come up to us though, and that usually causes me anxiety. That usually causes her anxiety, but it's just such a different feel.
Bud is closing the gate. It's like.
He's like, don't put me back in there.
Closing the gate to the pin. He's like pushing it with his head. That's hilarious.
Little jerk got back in the garden and ate all of our basil. Yeah. All of our kale.
It's going to be some tasty jerky.
All I can say is the city girl is gone.
All of our strawberry plants.
I am done with him. I am ready for him to go. And he was my bottle fed baby. So
we did put up the electric net fence, so that's up, so they can't get in there anymore. We have our friend Carrie's buck is coming to breed the girls. He'll be here for this next month, the month of September, and so we bomb-proofed that. But it's just like, you know, we put this huge round bale out for them, and they're like, meh. We want to get in your garden.
It is amazing to me how fast they go through a round bale of hay. Like Heather and I just feel like we just put one in there and it's like gone. And we have down trees.
Yeah.
So they are eating off of the down trees and off of the stuff that's growing off the ground.
I do feel like the round bale we couldn't remember what day we put it in there. So my son would just popped over and I was like, "Hey, can you do this?" He was like, "Yeah, I'll be right over." And so we don't actually remember what day that was, but I know it was.
I said if we had filmed it, at least we could go back and look at the film.
It was after my birthday. Because I remember it being after my birthday. So maybe it was like the 18th or the 19th.
And it's the 28th. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. How kind of you to plant the garden so Bud can eat it?
Yeah, Sissy's been in there a couple of times too. And we usually just trap them in their yard and we don't let them out, and we do that for a couple of days and we let them out and they're good. But
well, Bud, the last time we did that, because he and Sissy both were in there, we thought he learned his lesson because he was like, no, when Sissy went in there, he went and hid in the barn.
Yeah.
He was like, I don't want to be called responsible for that. So
curried goat. So I'm not a huge fan of curry.
Thank goodness, because I am not either. I do not like curry.
I really, really like Italian seasonings, like all the Italian stuff, Greek stuff. you know, and then I like barbecue and stuff
like
like
Hispanic.
that, and I do like Hispanic food. So that's but I don't know. I don't know. Of course I like, you know, Chinese food.
Anna says KJ is safe today because the phone is inside and she's grilling outside.
It's good. Hi, Tiffany.
Hi.
Let's see. Yeah, he is definitely going to go to freezer camp. We have him and we have one of the sheep that are going. The sheep are just so well
Charlie,
behaved.
aka
So Jack.
Because they're the Three's Company sheep.
Yeah. So, but the sheep are just so well behaved. They're just like, you put up a string and they won't pass it. Like, okay.
They really are.
They're super good.
KJ likes Japanese curry. It's a lot milder.
Mm.
You can get golden curry, which is a Japanese brand in a lot of stores in the USA. I don't like the flavor. It's not the spiciness of it for me.
It just kind of
personally.
tastes like dirt.
I'm not
I
a
don't
big
know.
fan.
It's for me.
But I love sushi.
You know, I feel like it's one of those things. So, for instance, what's the herb that tastes like soap to some people and not to others?
Oh, cilantro.
Cilantro.
I love cilantro.
Cilantro tastes like soap to me. So I don't know. I feel like it's
food again.
I know. We always talk. We
always
need a
talk
food
food.
channel.
Apparently, we're always hungry. I don't know. You wouldn't know it.
All right, Chris, settle down. That's your warning.
Kelly wants some of that sheep. We should make gyros. Heather and I actually talked about that.
We're actually probably gonna make some kebabs, and then the rest of it I think we're making into Euro meat because we both love it. We both love gyros, and to be able to just kind of have that. I have a meat slicer, so we can make the loaves and then just freeze them like that, and then pull them out and cook them, and then slice it. Be amazing.
Bob says
we have our pull-through window, so y'all can just pull up in the drive-through window.
Bob says he doesn't mind goat, but it's not his preferred meat. I really have only had it twice. The one time the smoked goat neck, and then the one time you brought it to the city and I crock potted it, and I was like,
no, that was terrible.
Smell of it was
can't. Yeah.
There was no.
So I like goat jerky. Most of the goat that I've done has been smoked. I really like it smoked.
Ooh, good tip.
What?
Just dip cilantro in salt water to get rid of the soap taste.
Oh, I'll have to try that.
Can everybody who's making salsa do that so that Heather will actually eat the salsa? Or just save the salsa for me? I love salsa, so.
Listen to the dogs. Oh, Darlene likes goat milk, but not lamb. So I've done a rotisserie leg of lamb and rotisserie leg of goat. I love them both. I wasn't a big fan of the lamb burgers that I did, but the lamb that I have is very, very mild tasting.
I've never had lamb other than in gyros. So.
Well, then we had lamb at Jen's for her birthday party. That was lamb. Those burgers were lamb.
Were they?
Yeah.
Oh, then I have had lamb, and I did like it.
And it was really good. Yeah. That, because, so I had,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I had a bunch of, the lambs, oh, Justin's going to drive me nuts. The lambs that I raised have a very mild flavor. And then I had taken them to a friend's house because she was having a processor come over and to process some of hers. So I was like, hey, just we do mine because I couldn't get someone to do it. This was before I was moving actually. And apparently he got with the way that he dispatched, he had the adrenaline going crazy, tainted the meat. It was terrible. Couldn't do anything to get it to taste good. And so I was really upset because it was actually 5 lambs and they were all of it was ruined. And then when I went back to Jen's, so my friend Jen had babies of mine. So that's my original line of sheep. So she had babies and now I have grandbabies from that. And so it's a super mild. It's really, really good. Hi, Corn-Fed Life. Hi, Jody. But that's, I really like the goat meat smoked. That's my favorite. Smoked. These babies are perfect. Nice, Anna. That's exciting.
And I wish you lived closer.
Hi, Mike.
Mike! Good to see you.
Anna's like, picture incoming. Woo woo.
Corn-fed life's here. Howdy from the prairie.
We are doing well, but I'm super sleepy today. I'm just sleepy. I don't know what it is.
You don't want to know.
It's the heat, I think.
I'm mostly well.
We'll just leave it at that. Here comes Anna's picture.
Let's see.
Woo!
Oh, Anna.
Make sure there's no
That
phone
is
numbers that can't be
gorgeous.
seen. Look at that!
Oh, that is so gorgeous. 2:20 a.m.
Man, that looks good.
Wow.
2:20 a.m. what?
Mike is just woke up. It's 2:20
Oh,
a.m.
man.
My goodness. Richard's got a lot to say. Richard! Richard!
KJ, I started knocking on my fridge door before I open it. There might be a salad dressing.
Lamb lollipops.
/ kebabs.
Yeah, we want you to cook for us as well.
Exactly. So what has everybody else been up to? My son is working on his, getting ready to have a bunch of, he got, people want to ask us why we haven't did concrete slab yet and stuff like that. He was just quoted a price for, now his obviously has a lot more. It's like 8 yards of it, but $13,000 for his concrete. Because he's doing a retaining wall because he carved into the mountain. And then that's just the retaining, I think that's just the retaining wall and the footer for that.
Y'all have been giving us trouble or problems about the ground over there at the barn, but everything costs, you know.
But
we're gonna get filter.
not only that, if we were to scrape that right now, it would all turn into moon dust and it would be awful. I actually wouldn't be able to be out there because I'm allergic to it. So,
So the plan is, though, we will
Yeah.
get fill dirt, first step. Then when we have money, we'll get gravel, second step. Then when there's money, concrete.
yeah, it's basically how it goes. You know, the whole thing about purchasing the sawmill was because I knew that I could make so I paid off half of it and then I took a loan out for the other half. And so, I mean, it's almost paid off, but so I pay about $450 a month for the sawmill. And I knew that I could mill, even if I didn't have any other money. I could at least mill lumber and be able to do that part of it. So, you know, there's Courtney and Riley put their building up before they put in their slab. And I mean, theirs was flatter, but they also have equipment.
Well, and the thing is, with the sawmill, it can make you money because when we're not so busy with the build and all of that other stuff, we could be making things and selling them.
Emergencies always happen at the same time. Exactly, KJ, when you're super busy.
KJ, the 2 contracts I have, that's what you just,
Yeah.
You didn't read it all. So.
Bob had a question for you.
No, it's for you.
But he says, Kimmy.
Question for Heather.
I'm being sarcastic. Can you use one of Victor's truck to haul dirt to level the lot near the barn? Save money that way. I personally cannot use his truck because I am not licensed to drive one of those. But he can and will. The biggest issue as to why it hasn't been done is literally because if we disturb that dirt at all, it turns into moon dust. And we have been in a drought. There's been no rain. So unless we wanted to haul water in to spray that down, probably about 1,000 gallons of water, which we did not want to do, we just work around it. So it's not too awful.
It won't stay. It'll
No,
blow.
but yeah. But not only that, I mean, when you walk around and that dust just gets everywhere, and I'm allergic to it. So it's really, cilantro is old if it tastes like soap. No, Jody, I heard that just for some people, it tastes like soap.
Yeah, straight out of the garden. You can pull it out of the garden and I can taste it and it tastes yummy and delicious. And Heather will taste it and she's like,
Meh.
no.
No, it's like Dawn dish soap. Chris said, Heather, I bought some lamb chops at the local grocery store, returned it because it was sheep meat. Got into an argument with the butcher, explained to him the difference between lamb and sheep. Yeah, there is definitely a difference. But there's also a big difference of how they dispatch. Like if the adrenaline gets running, it taints the meat.
Still, definitely prayers for you, dear.
Chris says, please elaborate. Elaborate on what? We jumped topics. What were we talking about when you wrote that? We do
a lot.
KJ said, might as well get the rest of the moon dust settled everywhere else with grass prior to leveling it, unless it's an immediate need. So that's kind of, because I actually had a conversation with my son about it and having him come and do all of that. And so when we do the barn dominium, we're actually putting in a basement, and then the barn dominium will be over that. And so he's like, you're going to get all this heavy equipment in. And then we're doing the greenhouse with, you know, digging that out, laying the pipes, and then putting the dirt back in. There's just going to be so much heavy equipment that he was like, don't put gravel down on your road because you're going to destroy it with the heavy equipment coming up and down all there and digging all this out and moving trees. And we drag trees around. We do a lot of stuff. So, and then with the fill dirt, we have some other areas that we're bringing up to level. In fact, that whole area in front of the barn where the sawmill is, we're bringing that up to level. So we just kind of decided that it would be better to wait. And since I don't wait patiently, I just started building. And like I said, we just work around it. It's really not a big deal. I know that it looks sketchy, I think, maybe on the videos.
We're just so used to uneven ground.
Yeah, we're just used to it, because so it's not a big deal.
It's a mountain.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all this, but it's a mountain. There is no even ground here.
I don't even know what I would do if I went to well, we're going to go to a build site, and it is level and nice. So we'll be like, what? This is crazy. We're not tripping. We're not falling in holes. We're not any of that stuff. But no, I mean, it's really not a big deal. And everything really has to do with where can we have this small amount of funds, and where can we put that fund so that it makes the biggest impact and to meeting the goal. Because we could actually bring in.
Yeah, have enough to live off of.
Right. We could bring in fill dirt and be pushing that around all winter long, and it would be fine. It wouldn't be a big deal.
KJ says you should check your sawmill legs for damage every once in a while. If you don't, as you roll the logs into it, not sure what it's designed for, but check for metal stress at joints.
We do check that. It's funny because we took all that time leveling it, and the bed is actually level to the head of the thing, so you really don't even have to level it. You could just put it in there and set it up and go.
Bob says nothing looks sketchy. Seriously, nothing looks sketchy.
Have to say though, today we were talking about, man, we should pull out those hard hats Bob gave us.
we're actually talking about it for the next part in our
next part that's not super sketchy, kind of sketchy.
Yeah. Both of us. So
Anna, the filter I can actually post, and from what I understand, I can post on our local forum and just say, hey, you can dump filter at my house, and the construction people will bring the filter and dump it. I just don't think this is the time of year for it, so it might actually be that's going to be something that we're going to do probably next spring, and they'll just have them coming up and dumping them, and
Upper Sky DJ.
Yeah, hi. And then we'll just get it spread around and leveled out. You know, a lot of times the fill dirt has a lot of crap in it, so you have to sift through it first to get all the little logs and sticks and stuff out of it. And we do have a thing to do that. It's just a time thing.
Ah, the train.
Yeah.
Yes. It's so funny. You think that country life would be so quiet. And that was one of the biggest things coming from city to country life for me, was I thought it would be just so quiet and peaceful and lovely.
You'd hear birds chirping.
Okay, not counting even the farm animals, right? Because that's, noise you expect on a farm.
Yeah.
But the rooster that crows all the time, you got the train, you got planes. I mean, like, it's constant.
We have helicopters that go above us really
Helicopters,
low.
airplanes. Then you hear like the sawmill, the generator, down the road when they're doing road construction, you can hear that.
Yeah.
You're like, goodness gracious, it is not quiet.
Here comes the wind.
Kelly, I blame this on you.
Sil said it was super windy down there too.
Being a barn, I can see not having a concrete before building.
Yeah. I to give the roosters some weed.
That would be hysterical. So we do kind of have a new member of the farm, but it's an intermittent member of the farm.
Oh, yeah.
We have a cat that has showed up.
Yeah.
And we are so thankful because...
Well, the plan was when the barn got done to adopt a mama kitty with her babies.
Because really the mouse problem is terrible.
Yeah, I'd have 10 cats over those 7 million mice and chipmunks that we have. Those are terrible.
But it's
he doesn't want to be hugged, which I think is rude, because I'm like, oh, kitty, and he's like, ah, and ran.
Yeah, we need to get little treats and get him warmed up to us.
Yeah, Victor's, and he's really skinny, and Victor said he's been seeing him around, so I was like, well, we'll get some good smelling canned food or something.
Sil says the homestead noise is the sound of freedom.
Yeah, it is.
KJ saw fireflies.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, I've never seen them before.
I love fireflies.
I want to see them so much.
We used to see them in Texas and in Illinois.
Mary was so sweet and sent me a video. So, but I want to see them in person. That's on my bucket list.
Bushcraft, I can rent you a cat. Exactly, KJ. Hopefully he just fills himself up on all these dang mice.
I just hope he sticks around.
Yeah.
And doesn't get taken off by a predator.
So, or Kira doesn't scare him off when she's here. So Kira is coming, what is it, the 9th. So she'll be here on the 9th. I was chatting with her today. And she's upset because I told her that the cougar wasn't going to be around for very long. So she's like, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to, she just broke into tears and like, was all upset.
Did you remind her that the cougar probably took out Bobby?
I did, and she's like, I'm so conflicted with how I feel right now. I was like, no, we're not. The grandbabies are living up here now. The cougar has to go. So
it'll be great having Kira back for a bit. So that'll be cool. And right before Kira gets here, I got my 2 city kids coming to the country life. So we'll see how that goes. That'll be interesting.
So I'm walking around with like eyes that see things her kids will see today, and I'm like, oh Lord, they are gonna be like, Mom, you need to move back to the city.
I asked them if they were gonna rent a hotel or if they were gonna come stay on the property, and they're like, oh, we're gonna stay on the property. I'm like, okay, let me just remind you, we do not have normal toilets. Let me just remind you, we do not have running water. There is a shower, but it's outside. So you might want to rethink that hotel thing if that's not your cup of tea.
Right? Yeah. It's funny.
So, but I'm super excited. I haven't seen my son since he got back from deployment. So, so this will be so amazing.
They're staying like one day and then heading back.
Yeah, they're coming up on the 7th, and then staying the 8th, and then leaving on the 9th.
Yeah. And then we pick Kira up at the airport late at night on the 9th.
Anna, you're right. We didn't even have a shower when she was here.
It's very true.
And it was just hot, and she had to stay up there where it was hot.
Yeah, we're all crazy. She still likes us, though.
Nancy was sitting on her patio the other night. Get on Facebook and see if anyone's like posted like firefly reels. That would be really cool to see. Anna and
Bob, we don't
Mary.
have to bait them because there's hunters here. As soon as I see prints, I can just give them a call and they come in with their dogs and they take care of it.
Bob, to answer your question, that would be a big fat no. Neither of my kids will allow it.
What? I missed it.
Will you get some videos with the kids?
Oh yeah, no. Victor just laughs at me whenever I put him in. He's like,
He doesn't care. But Andrew, the minute I pull a phone out for even a picture, my son's like this. He like, or he'll turn his head. It's a thing.
yeah. Da, 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 da.
Anna says, love you guys, and aside from being super tired, I had a great time. I wish we would have had more time to do fun things while you were here.
Yep. It'll happen though. Nancy says it'll be great to see her again. Have you two thought about modeling?
Heather used to be a model.
Well, that was a secret.
It's not no more.
How are the dogs doing? The dogs are great. They love, we got a doggy door in for them, and they are living their best life now. They can bebop in and out, and they just absolutely love it.
And we love it too.
Because I was feeling pretty guilty about them just being out all the time or being trapped in all the time. And since we're working so much, and the last thing you want to do is bring in the dogs, because you'd have to, Justin would like to run. So he needs a some remote collar training to keep him from just darting off, because then he'd be gone for 45 minutes and you're tired, and the last thing you want to do is go search for him.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we'd have to carry him in, and so this is just working out great. I'm super excited.
KJ wants to know how the goat kids are.
They're good. They're getting big.
They are getting big. They can't fit through the fence anymore. Yeah. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
And Graz, he's got the long
legs. He's gonna be so tall.
Yep. Yep. They're doing pretty good.
We're trying to usually most goats you can rebreed. Like we're bringing this buck in, and we're hoping Darla comes into heat and lets him breed. But I've heard that Darla does not do that. She will not come into season if she's in milk, which has been posting that conversation of, do we just want to like dry her up, pull the kids off, dry her up so that she can be bred, so that we have all of our babies at the same time, which would be in the middle of winter for us. That's February was when they would be born.
And that's the coldest month.
It's cold
here.
But if they, you know, once you get them dried off, they're fine. And that way they're grown out, and we're not raising them as adults through next winter.
Do the hunters scare the cougar away with the dogs, or hunt it and dispose of it? I've seen both done.
I think they do whatever you want them to do.
How? Oh, we already got that.
Thank you, Anna.
Do they still have line of sight of the buns? The dogs?
The dogs, yeah.
They do. But I think Justin's getting less sensitive to it. It's when we're over there moving around doing things.
Yeah.
I think he gets really excited because that's where the sheep used to be.
Right.
And he used to do the stuff with the sheep. So
yeah.
He's like, oh, does that mean we get to play?
Yeah.
He loves that.
He gets very excited. And now that we've cooled down, we can get back to herding again in the morning, because you don't want to overheat the sheep. They'll die. It'll kill them.
Yeah. The quail are doing great. We're getting tons of quail eggs. We have 2 big coffee cups full of quail eggs, and we'll be incubating some of them through a friend. So
yeah.
So we'll be having little popcorn quail here soon. Not that we're gonna eat them when they're babies. Nothing like that.
Let's see, Darlene. If it's really damp, it's hard on kidding. I lost several because. So this winter we're supposed to have a drier, warmer winter, which is why we're doing it. Took the rest of the house to warmer weather. I had a dozen kids in my kitchen. Yeah, I've done that with the babies. We don't have room for that.
KJ says the HelloFresh kit has worked out great so far. Had bibimbap today. Say that 3 times.
Yeah.
Bibimbap. I got it, I think.
Thanks, Anna. We appreciate that. Pickled quail eggs are so yummy. So that was my main thing that I want to do with the eggs, is do pickled eggs, because they're so the health benefit of them.
I love pickled eggs.
Yeah, so I'm excited about those.
I love pickled flavored anything.
Bibimbap. It's bibimbap.
Bibimbap. It's not bibimbap. I like bibimbap. It's like shoshiban.
Yeah.
And shoshugiban.
Man, Carrie came over here and was like, say it with me.
It drives people crazy.
Shoshugiban. And I was like, no, it's Shoshishaman. And then we
Shushiban.
started throwing it out. And she was like, you're
Shushiman.
killing me.
Show sugar buns.
Exactly. So funny.
At first I was like, was that thunder? But no.
Nope.
Just loud noises from the whatever. From the country.
From the country. Well, it's the road. It's because of where we are. The sound travels up. And
Yeah, because we're on a mountain.
Yeah.
Any combination of 3 B words is what you say and someone will understand it. Yes, Anna, that's right.
That's exactly right.
What are we doing for dinner tonight?
I don't know. I'm hungry. I did finally pull out some hamburger meat because I wanted to make...
I forgot, dude. We keep forgetting.
So we have a whole bunch of tomatoes from the garden, and I wanna make homemade tomato sauce with roasted garlic and olive oil. So roast that all up. Normally I'll do like a thing of bread or like some sourdough bread, or I'll make some bread. But we're gonna kind of do it without the bread, and then make some really big.
Hi, Karen.
Hi, Karen. Put your mouth full. Meatballs, and
Judy M. Hi.
I also have some really good mozzarella balls that have like this. They're in an herbed oil, and kind of assembling all of that together and eating that. That's the plan.
Yep.
But I keep forgetting to pull out the hamburger from the freezer.
Bob's having salmon with Asian peanut noodles and hot peppers.
Oh, yum.
Have we ever had an octopus? Yes.
No. It's one of my hard.
It's chewy.
It's one of my hard no's.
It's not bad. It's just chewy.
It's just a hard no for me. Just a hard no. It's one of those that I just don't even want to try.
It's so funny.
I did have someone, they were like oysters. They were like you, and I was like, not really.
Oysters, I'm not a big fan of.
I actually liked it.
Octopus wasn't too bad.
Other than the spicy part.
Oh. Were they cooked?
She put horseradish on it.
Oh. I was like, wait. Because I've only had it raw with lemon juice and stuff. But I love sushi.
Anna caprese is one of my absolute favorite dishes too. I've decided when our channel blows up and we make a bazillion dollars that we're going to buy some land in Italy, a little farm in Italy, and I'm going to get me an Italian husband.
Kelly calamari is good. I think almost anything fried is good as long as you have a good dipping sauce.
Yes, Wave. I have done a lot of caramelized onion, and I have done it with bruschetta. It's really good. I love onions like that.
I'll be your sushi partner, Anna.
I like sushi. It's just some. Look how pretty that bunny is.
So my son, it's one of his absolute favorite things. So anytime we get together, we always do sushi. And he already looked up at the local sushi restaurant here, and he's like, "We're going there." So
we have this little problem with the rabbits. There's a couple that have escaped, and we know one for sure because we have the others that kind of run around, and they could definitely have had babies. But there's one white one that came from inside there. We cannot figure out how she's getting out.
I did see, not her, a different rabbit climb the fence. So rabbits can climb the fence.
But that was one that was running wild, and we threw in there, and we caught and then put in there, and that one climbed the fence. These guys have been in there, and they wouldn't really do that. So they have an escape spot somewhere, and we can't find it.
We have walked around the perimeter of
And
this
it
thing several times.
kind of looks like there's 4 of them that are out now.
But it doesn't seem like the big ones can get through because they're all the like littler ones.
That size.
Yeah. Not the tiny, but more of like the teenagers.
Yeah. Stinkers.
I think she tunneled her way out.
Well, we walked around and we looked and have not found any tunnels at all. And if there was something like that, the whole group would go. They would all go.
KJ, you were in the UK, girl. That's awesome. Sushi. Sushi, it's not hard to spend that much money on sushi because it's expensive.
Yeah.
Especially if you get the good stuff. What is it? Ugami? I love that. I don't know how to say it, but I love it.
The big question is if there are more bunnies outside than in, your neighbors might not like that.
Or they might.
They might. I've just flat out told them, if you see a bunny that looks like a domesticated bunny, it's mine. It got loose and you're free to eat it.
Yeah.
But we end up catching them back. We have a catch pen and we put grain in it, and then they go in there and eat. We catch them, we throw them back in.
Northamptonshire. I love the names of the like streets and the towns in the UK. It's cool.
Okay, questions. Throw them at us.
Yeah. Something. I know I said laugh riot, but like.
But then I've been like so tired because that's what the dust does to me. It just kills me, and I don't want to do anything. Got stationed in Germany, Japan, and the UK, South Korea, and Guam. Man, that's awesome. I put in for Germany, and I got Hawaii instead. I wanted to go to Germany.
Yeah, I wanted to go to.
And the square root of 489. 4,890. See, I'm tired. Don't even have my glasses on. I can't see anything.
I had put in stuff like Germany and Spain and stuff, and I also got Hawaii. I was like,
Anna, sorry, I panicked under pressure. I couldn't think of anything better. Oh, you poor thing. Hawaii is brutal.
did y'all see the video? Well, I'm sure y'all saw the video, but Heather, she's riding on this wood thing, and she's like, and she's talking about her math, and she's doing it, and I'm just like, my eyes are glazing over, and she's like, and then she looks up at me, and I was like, as long as you understand it, we're good. Like, it's not my thing. I will help you with your grammar and spelling.
Yeah. We did find, Sil says it's 69.93-ish. Mike asks, what are your next steps for the barn? So this week we're putting up our beams. So we've got the cross beams going up. And then we start milling 2x8s for the floor joists. And then we have the posts to go up. So that we'll be laying out our rafters and laying all of that out on the ground and setting that up on the ground. And then we'll be putting them up. But the next thing that we have is putting up those 6x10 by 15s.
I would say that's not the very next thing. That's the thing after that. Because the very next thing is making sure all of those posts that we have already up.
Yeah, we have to cut those. We have to
level. And
we've decided, since I don't have my plates yet, we're actually going to cut into the side, the 12-foot side posts, and about 1.5 inches, and then we're gonna sink in the 6x10 and come in from the back side and screw all that together to kind of hold all that together until we have the plates made.
Thank you, Anna. We showered. Oh, my brother's on here. Hi.
Hey,
now that's why I didn't answer your phone call, because we were doing this.
Oh, I'm on top chat, not live chat, which is why I'm not seeing things.
Let's see.
Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines.
Heather was doing math and you were doing glamour poses. No. You're not glamorous when you're covered in dirt and sweat and out in the hot sun.
I had to work at math. Boarding calculus was tough, so I was combining that with statistics, which I had to do for grad school, as I hadn't done either in like 15 years. It was brutal.
So proud of you, girl.
Yeah.
That is way beyond my level.
That's over me. I did find this really cool homesteading homeschool curriculum, and I'm getting it so that when my grandsons are up here, we can do things. It has all kinds of stuff like preserving food and
Sil's a math major and he works for a phone company, so no math is ever used. Yeah. Yeah, I did a lot of math actually in nursing, but like, it's, luckily it was repetitive stuff, so then I was able to kind of figure it out and remember it, but.
Oh, we're blurry, it says. Mine fully turned off.
That's rude.
Yeah.
I'm still good, according to this.
Papa's backyard garden, having fun and smiling. Any movement on the windmill yet?
Yeah.
So we did the other day. I think our batteries full. Our batteries were dead. They didn't work. So we were having to replace them, which is a huge financial thing that we weren't prepared to do. So the brakes are on it, I think, a lot because our battery gets full. But we are going to be plugging it in tonight to the Blue Eddy, and because we're supposed to have this rain and wind and stuff coming in, so it should hopefully, we'll see how it does.
Beauty filter. Blurry is a beauty filter. That's funny. That was my most difficult class, along with cartography, because the colors and hues look alike to me. Cartography wasn't supposed to be hard. For most, it isn't.
I don't even know what that is.
I love cartography. I used to dabble a little bit in art, so. Wade hopes Anna will move up here with us. We do too.
Us too. Us too.
Praying and waiting. The waiting is always hard, you know, but God's got a plan, and we just know that if you wait patiently, you will be thusly rewarded. We got about 10 minutes before we get to eat.
Yeah.
Eat some food. Well, make some food.
It's going to take a while to make it. It's not a fast meal. I do think I want to bring in some firewood because it's supposed to drop down to like 58 tomorrow. And so it's going to be 58 and raining. So we may have we've just had such a different season this year with the weather. It's been very different than, it's just been so much cooler. It's been really nice, to be honest with you. It's been really nice.
The cold fronts are really great because it does help cool things down when it's super hot. The problem that we have, though, is you're so acclimated to the heat that when the cold front comes in, you're so darn chilly. Like,
yes,
I had packed away all my blankets, and I had like just the real thin like summer things, and I had those piled on and had like the warmest clothes that I actually hadn't packed away.
Yeah. I do think with the wind turbines that we're going to end up moving them over by the barn because that area gets so much wind. I'm just kind of watching the trees, and they're just going, and we're not getting hardly any right here, but we are over there. But moving them back further is going to help. But I think our biggest issue is the batteries. Your brother says you're an amazing artist.
You have to say that. You're my brother. But thank you.
Papa's backyard gardening, having fun and smiling, says take grandkids to other farms so they can see how many different animals and ways of farming that there are. It is a lot of cable to move, Anna. It is a lot of cable to move.
And that's a cost. But
yeah,
someday we'll be able to. KJ, the cheeky answer to the glamour shot thing is that every video is a glamour shot with you in it. You know, I just feel like that comes off a little less humble than I want to be.
I'm really glad that we're done with the 90-degree weather. In fact, today was supposed to be hotter than it was because it was only like 78, but it felt like 90 over at the barn. It was really hot. You could tell I got some sun. Look at my...
It said it was supposed to be 91, and then it changed to
Night, Janet.
The high being in the 80s.
Josh asked, what
Thanks, Janet,
do you do with the rabbits in the winter? So most of them will be in the freezer. 6 of them will be, I'm going to build individual pens for them, and they will start filling in a raised bed. So I basically have a raised bed, build a cage over it, and then as we're layering their manure and their bedding, and that's how we're going to do it.
They'll be fertilizing the garden.
Yes.
And then also that should warm them up, right?
Let's
Because
wear fur coats.
it'll compost in place.
Not in the wintertime. I want to use them to help with the garden. So this is how I can do that. I like to be very low maintenance, to just be checking on them and adding feed and that kind of stuff. And I also don't want them breeding through the winter unless we want to do a controlled breeding. We'd like it to, because actually Lily, who was in her pen, she actually had a litter, and then there was one boy in there, and they had babies. And the problem is the manure was heating up so nicely and keeping their little bellies warm and all of their things, but it was cooking the babies when they dug the burrows to have the babies in. So we just want to not have that happen again this winter. So
it's a terrible
each
thing to
female
happen.
will have her own, each one will have their own section, and they will, if we decide to breed, it'll most likely be in later winter, and so that we can have grow outs in the spring.
I think the rabbits are one of my favorite farm animals to have, actually, because they are entertaining to watch. They're very low maintenance, and they're sweet. You can pick them up and hold them.
Yeah.
And
my grandsons love them. They're their favorites.
They really do taste good. They taste like
Yeah.
chicken.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of dishes that you can use them in place of chicken in. So.
And I would have to say, other than you get eggs from the chickens, I've always loved this. I used to sit out and like drink my coffee, drink my tea, watch the chickens, you know, have treats for them, and I was a crazy chicken lady. But I really like the rabbits more, and I like so the odor of the chickens is more harsher to me than the rabbits. Like when you have them in a pen, if they're free ranging, but the free ranging, they just like went under the RV and under the, that's why we ended up getting rid of them.
Mess.
They just made such a mess, and the rabbits just don't do that. And plus you get the fur, and you can make things with the fur. I think we're going to be doing mittens. If anybody wants to buy mittens.
And toe warmers.
Those toe warmers.
To put down in your boots.
Yeah. So, I mean,
and actually rabbits are pretty darn clean because they're constantly cleaning their pen. It's funny because if you look around the outside of the pen, you can't see it from there. But it looks like Cocoa Puffs everywhere around the outside, and we can just scoop it up and put it in the garden. And it's like they push it out, we have free access to take care of it.
Right. So it's pretty awesome.
What are you saying sorry to KJ for? Did you block her again?
What just happened?
I have no idea. Kimmy needs to do a wasp check on her mug. Close the straw. Or is that just a sawmill area? Well, it's just water. They don't really want it because there's free water. But thank you. I appreciate that.
Jody, I thought you went to bed, girl. Jody says, I need mittens, please.
Anna, we do snuggle them and tell them they're cute and fuzzy, but not yummy. I don't tell them they're yummy.
Nancy says, I wouldn't make it on Homestead because I really don't like meat or seafood. Yes, you could. You could just do big gardens.
Yeah.
Like there's quite a few people. That's actually, so if I was giving someone advice of, hey, I'm moving out on land and I'm going to be building.
Another plane.
The plane.
Plane.
Oh.
The plane.
He did a little waggle with his wings. I would say, I would probably say get rabbits, one because of the manure and the compost, but just do gardens. Plant your berries, all your berries. That's going to give you fruit the next year, and then start in your fruit trees because by then you know where you want them. Berries are very forgiving to root them up and move them, so you know, and then you're getting food immediately, but not to try to do animals straight out the gate. Like that would be my recommendation.
Bob says most homesteads don't have seafood. I wish they did. Man, that would be amazing.
Ooh, bluegill and catfish in your pond. Catfish is good.
What? That is amazing.
You want salmon. That's here. You have to come here for that. Our pond, our lake has trout and bluegill and bass. I think those are what's in
Kokanee.
No, not this one.
No.
Down the road is
Down the
Kokanee.
road, I'm sure there's Kokanee.
Bob, 1.5 miles to any ocean.
That was how it was on Hawaii, and it just, I got island fever. I couldn't, you know, you spend a certain amount of time and you're just like.
If I would have been homesteading on the island, I would have loved it, I think. But because I wasn't, and it was so expensive, and we were E3 through E2 through E4, so I had no money. We couldn't do a lot of things other than go to the beach.
And it
that
was
got
pretty
old after a while.
humid too.
Yeah.
Which kind of, that's hard for me.
Yeah.
All right. All last minute questions. It's 6 o'clock. We're going to go get us some
I'm at 12% on my phone.
So, any last questions you want to ask before you run away?
We're much more subdued today.
I promise to laugh right next time, guys. Next time when we're not so tired.
Well, that's the key. We're just tired. It was exhausting out there this morning because it's just full sun. 2 days of that.
Yeah. I'm so thankful.
Video tomorrow, question mark, question mark. On Kimmy's channel? No, she doesn't put videos out on
Monday.
Wednesdays.
Monday. Mondays are my videos.
Because Weekend Farms will have a video out tomorrow.
Yeah, so go on over and check it out.
And then Friday's video will be.
And we will get back to the Because We
Look at
Can
that.
farm to table
Like, it's
chats.
just-
Sorry, guys, we haven't been doing them lately, but we will get back to that.
Yeah.
Go and eat healthy and then go to sleep.
I concur.
Y'all have a good night.
Good night.
God bless.
Bye.